Hello and welcome to another of my pipe smoking videos. Thank you for joining me. I'm in my kitchen, as you can see, and I'm smoking today a bent pipe. This is from Andy, who very generously gave me a collection of pipes actually that was he didn't want, and there's some, and I know I've mentioned this, still need to get round to sorting them out so that people can see them if they want some of them. I've been very slow because I'm still writing my book and doing other things. It's just got a bit busy, really. Anyway, this apparently it's called a Talisman, and it's a Talisman Deluxe, London made, it says. It's got a big bowl, and he only smoked it yesterday for the very first time. Picked it out, and I thought, you know what, I think I'll smoke this in the video. And I sat down last night. I turned everything off. I had the fire going because it was a bit chilly, and I turned off the phone. I don't have a television, so I didn't have to worry about that. Computer, you know, all distractions really, basically. And I had one single little lamp on. I was sitting by the fire for about 45 minutes, something like that, just doing nothing and just smoking my pipe. And I do that from time to time, and I can tell you, it's just beautiful. You know, gathering your thoughts, thinking about the world, thinking about my book, thinking about my girlfriend, thinking about all sorts of things, you know, and just mellowed out, not drinking alcohol, not anything on any dodgy, you know, weeds and things, and enjoying. So, and I was smoking this new tobacco that I'm going to tell you about, which I'm smoking now. And yeah, it was just very mellow. It's not strong. It's not a sharp one. It's just a very delightful one. So let me, oh, and by the way, somebody made a comment, I think it was last time or the time before. They said, Richard, what's the matter with your pipe smoking? You haven't got it very well. I'm paraphrasing. Said your pipe keeps going out. You can't seem to get it lit. You can't, you know, you're no good at what you're doing, sort of thing. And the point is, with pipe smoke, is that the tobacco does have a tendency to go out if you're not constantly nurturing it. And I don't mean constantly puff, 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 but you're attending to it. But when you're talking and you're doing videos, you'll see this with other people with pipe smoking. They go out, it's all part of it. It's not like an annoyance, it's, in a way, to me, it's part of the whole paraphernalia, the joy of stoking it with your tamper, flattening it down, relighting. I mean, it's all part of it. It's part of the experience. It's not like a cigarette or a fag, you know, and you're just out there trying to get through it quickly and drawing it into your lungs and getting that fix and then going off to do something else. This is a whole mellow experience. And it's there to be enjoyed, like sipping a fine wine or an alcoholic beverage of some description or anything, or it's, you know, it's something you savor. So I just wanted to address that because I think the viewer was just a little bit concerned that I was, you know, rubbish at it, and I probably am rubbish at it, but that's different. So I've got this little pot here. This little pot used to have dripping in it. I cleaned it out, and I now use it for loose tobacco, which is great. The thing about dripping is we used to do that, didn't we, in the old days? I'm of an age, you know, where you sort of remember these things. My mum using a bit of dripping and things. And we now use seed oils. Well, I don't. I still use dripping. But things like vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, palm oil, these things are not very good for you. Olive oil, slightly different, although you'd be careful about what temperature you heat it up. Dripping is much better, and coconut oil is much better. But it's cheaper to produce vegetable oils and seed oils. There's just not very good. It's to do with the temperature of what the metabolic changes, I think, when you heat it up. And it's in everything. Products are so full of rapeseed oil and palm oil and all of these things. And it's very difficult to get away from them. So to the point now that Julia and I we just don't buy any of that stuff. Even in the farm shops, you'll see some related products and they'll have this stuff in it, and it's very difficult to escape it. And in the end, you start thinking, I've got to get back to basics and do it all myself, because I don't want to eat all this nonsense. Anyway, I haven't told you what I'm smoking. So a couple of weeks ago, I had in here some Sutliff Ready Rubbed Black Bramble. Well, I got through all of that, and that was very nice. Thank you very much. Then I had what I had last week, which was Wingate Mixture. And that was much stronger, more like an English blend. This has got vanilla and a bit of chocolate in, and when you... It's a beautiful smell. It's a beautiful smell, but presumably that's the toppings that go in. Now, I'm slightly wary about the chemicals that they put onto that, because you're smoking it, you're ingesting it, although you're not taking it down. It's still swilling around your mouth and being picked up by the body, of course. So I do tend to err towards the English blends, which you hope are as natural as they can be, but you admit, you know, everything's got something in it. Because of the way things are grown and the atmosphere and, you know, where we are in life. But anyway, so this is another Sutliff one, because I thought I'd try one whilst there was the chance to still buy some before they disappear, a lot of their Sutliff stuff. So this was recommended by one of my viewers. Thank you very much. I forget who it was now, because it was a few weeks ago. And it's called Molto Dolce. I don't know if I've got that pronunciation right, but that's what it is. And it's a very dark, I think it's either fermented or pressed or whatever, and then it's rubbed out. It's probably got Cavendish and some Virginias and I don't know what else. Burley maybe, Latika. I don't really understand all of that, and I'm trying to learn all those things. This is, as I said before, I think I said before, it's got a large bowl, so it was lovely to smoke this. And to smoke it over an extended period, how wonderful is that? So, and yeah, you just sit back and relax and think of all the things in life. It was great. Anyway, I'm still writing my other book, which is yet to be finished. And in a way, it's a bit like doing a sketch, or, sorry, the autofocus on this camera sometimes switches off. I don't know why. I'll find something else, probably because I've only got one eye, one real eye. The other one is a falsie. You know, so you know, I have that. I wear falsies, but not down there. Just up. Well, it's that eye actually. Anyway, what I was trying to say is I'm still writing the book, still trying to get through the first draft. And the first draft, a bit like sketching, is your pencil outline. You know, light pencil. The trouble with me is I've been writing as if I was inking it in, and so you're spending too long on sentence construction and trying to get the paragraph right and all of this, and actually really want to just spew the ideas down. And I've relaxed a bit from that process now, and I'm 103,000 words into this book, and it will get reduced, and many of the scenes will be shortened and hopefully tightened up. It's quite a task. But sometimes you get to a point where you go, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this, and I just keep writing, and I found I am repeating myself here and repeating myself again, but that doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't concern you on the first draft, because you're going to edit it. You're going to say, I don't need to say it here. Actually, that scene needs to be much earlier, and that scene needs to be a bit later, and I can shift this, and this needs to happen before that, and all of that. And I'm trying to have a little bit of keeping it light. It's not really a comedy as such, but it's a bit like an Ealing comedy, you know, a bit Pimlico, Passport to Pimlico type thing. But there is serious messages in it as well. Anyway, the point of saying all of that is I haven't started with the one about the pipe. And I'm still trying to work on ideas for that. And not make it too obvious, you know. Anyway, we spoke about that last time, didn't we? And I did say, and somebody did comment on this, I said the great thing about making these pipe smoking videos is that the audience is very forgiving on the pauses. You haven't got to, you know, edit them to the point where you cut out every thinking process and all that, or the enjoying of the tobacco, which is This is a very nice and very mild. You could just keep smoking this all day long, you know. I don't know if you can hear. There's sirens going on in the background. I don't know how sensitive the microphone is. Sometimes, you know, I have to turn, I'm in the kitchen and I have to turn the fridge off. My fridge is an ancient, well, I say ancient, you know, it's a silly term, isn't it? Ancient. It's not Neolithic. It must be 25 years old, something like that, and it's still going strong. I don't know how, it's probably not very, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't think of the word, you know, where it's sort of economical. Got there in the end. It's not, I don't think it's very economical, probably, now. But then things have been built these days with obsolescence in them, haven't they? They've been built to fall apart, usually 364 days, the day before the guarantee runs out, the free one, and they want you to buy, you know, an extra 3 or 4 years of whatever. It's all I think all this insurance stuff, it's all a con, isn't it? It's an industry within itself. I try to avoid all of that. I don't use very much stuff at the end of the day. I don't know whether you're like this. I enjoy my girlfriend's Julia, the lovely Julia's company, of course. But I can enjoy my own company. I'm quite happy sitting, reading, pottering in the house. My logs finally arrived today. I say finally, I misjudged the last dollop of logs, and we had some cold days, didn't we? And I was, and both fires, I've got two wood burning. I've got a wood burning stove in the kitchen that does the cooks the water, heats the water, does cook water if you need it cooked, and cooks the food, heats up the water in the tank, dries. You can't see it because I've edited them out or positioned the camera so you can't see it. But over that side of the kitchen, immediately in front of me, is hanging washing, which I put up overnight so that the heat from the wood burning stove dries that out, and I've got one in the front room. Anyway, the point of all of that is to say that a whole load of wood arrived, and then the little odds and ends I brought in to dry. And I don't know if I could show you here. Look, there's a selection of little odds and sods, really. I'll just pung it down here. And a little pile, which because when they came, it was damp, so some of the wood is a bit damp, so you bring it in. It's all seasoned, it's just, it does get damp a bit, so I bring it in, and I'll be lighting the fires a little bit later. I don't use gas or electricity for heating or water or anything. I like a certain level of independence, and I like a certain level of responsibility of doing things for myself. So I get the logs from a chap who lives 3 miles away. He delivers them. I stack them all up, and as I say, it heats the water, it cooks the food, it keeps the house warm, and dries the washing. So it's multi-purpose, really, and I'm not giving it to the big corporations. And I like that. I like having that sense of, you know, a lot of people think, oh, that must be such a fag, you know, because when we cook a meal, you go to the farm shop and we get raw ingredients. I don't really go to supermarkets. So we get the raw ingredients, but in order to cook something, you've got to go out, cut up some kindling, get the fire going. It takes a little bit of time to get to a certain temperature, and then cook the meal. But there's something, to me, there's something primeval in that which just appeals to me. Doesn't appeal to everybody, and I'm not casting judgment on anybody else. But you know, it's that thing, isn't it? We're always distracted by something. Everything's done for us, and yet we're always distracted by something. You know, YouTube is full of interesting videos, and life keeps you busy with this, that, and the other. This is where the pipe really comes into its own. And that's why I like the whole rigmarole of taking the tobacco out, filling up the pipe, getting the lighter or matches, and tamping it down. It's that sort of the whole paraphernalia. I don't know whether it's just a man thing or is it shared by women as well, but I just love that, the preparation, the execution of it, and then the satisfaction once it's done that you did something. It wasn't all push button. And that's, you know, I don't smoke cigarettes, and I've never been interested in cigarettes, but in a way it's like, that's all done for you. It's just fun. And then sitting down with a pipe and doing nothing, doing bugger all, just being still with your thoughts, puffing away, meditative, cognitive, you know, all of that. It's magic. It really is magic. And then the ethereal nature of the smoke around you, especially if it's lovely, smells lovely. Doesn't have to be aromatic. It is a, people will find this a bit strange. To me, I think it's quite a spiritual feeling. Anyway, I think I've bent your ear far too long. Thank you very much for watching, and I will no doubt talk to you next time. Till then, take care.